As we enter the calm before the storm of the festive period, this week is a little slower than usual, but there is still the small matter of the EFL Cup quarterfinal stages, who will go through to the semi-finals, who of course will go home. We'll take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again in another previous video today. It's all about the quarterfinals, that's right, of the Carabao Cup, aka the League Cup, aka the EFL Cup, that's right. 8 clubs remain, only 4 can go through to the illustrious semi-finals, of course, one step closer to a glorious day out in Wembley. But who, of course, will do that? We'll take a little look at it, all of it, in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to subscribe for EFL Cup content, Blackburn Rovers content, world football. We're going to all hear under one Rooski. Yes, it is a little slower week, but chance for us to catch our breaths around the stadiums and the fan bases around the UK. But 8 fan bases will be dreaming of another deeper cup run, but we'll get to that in a minute. Big shout out to the members when we have a new one. Respect of a new member, that's right. And of course, a big shout out to the Patreons, of course, continue to support behind the scenes. But let's turn the clock back to the last round of games over in the Carabao Cup and remind you of what went on last time around. All right then, folks, let's take a little look back at last time around then, shall we, with the look at the games that were these. There was 8 last time around. We're now down to 4 matches, and there they are, that's right, with just one penalty shootout. But we'll start with Southampton. They did beat Stoke City 3-2 in the end to go through to these quarterfinals. I did go with a 2-0 win myself. Brentford did beat Sheffield Wednesday. That took penalties to decide that match. I went with a 3-1 win myself as well. Liverpool did squeak past Brighton 3-2 on the night. I went with a 2-1 win. Palace upset the odds against Aston Villa with a 2-1 away win. They're still in the thick of things as well. Meanwhile, Ruben Almiron's Manchester United, well, actually it was Ruud van Nistelrooy's Manchester United, I believe, come out top with a 5-2 win over Leicester last time around, with a 3-0 win. Chelsea are out. They lost to Newcastle, so a good chance for the Geordies to get some silverware potentially. 2-0 on the night there. I went the other way. Arsenal did beat Preston 3-0 as predicted, and Spurs did beat Man City as predicted as well. So not too shabby for me in the prediction stakes, but what about you? We'll take a little look at it. These are the guys who plucked their predictions on the line, starting with Lewis B, SAFC with 6 out of 8. Ain't too shabby. They're frosty up there with 5 Picarinos. Worst is up there. Yankubu as well. And Chris T with 5. The chasing pack 4 and 3. But what does that do to the overall leaderboard? We'll have a little look at it right here, right now. This is, of course, the overall leaderboard. 54 points for Handsworth. 2 points clear over Russell Frost. And Jimmy Watton up there in the big third spot there. Bronze medal with 50. As for me, I'm not on there because I'm just too good. That's right. But anyway, that's, of course, the state of play heading into this one. We are now looking forward to those quarterfinals. But before that, if you do want to have a crack at it, this is the link to get involved right here, right now. So it's going to be a little bit of madness between now and the end of the calendar year. So let's keep up with it. These are the next round of games, guys. There are 4 of them. 8 clubs remain. And of course, at the end of this prediction video, I will go over the odds to see who is actually favourite to win the actual trophy. But we'll start with an Old London affair over at the Emirates. Let's get into it then, shall we? It's Arsenal up against Crystal Palace. Of course, coming at you over at the Emirates. Arsenal under Mikel Arteta, 83% form for them right now. They are unbeaten in at least the last 6 games. However, just won once in the last 3. Up against Glasgow Ball, 50% form for them right now. 1-1, lost 1, and drawn 4 over the last 6. However, they are playing tonight, or today, I'm recording this on a Sunday, against Brighton. It's their derby. It's the M23 derby, I think they call it. But anyway, of course, these two sides played each other 28 times since 1994. 16 wins Arsenal, just 4 wins Palace. 8 draws, of course. It is also, this game here is the Ian Wright derby. That's right. Last time they played each other over at this very venue, it was a 5-0 win for Arsenal, who have won 4 in the spin against Crystal Palace, and have only conceded just the 1 goal against them in that last 4. Arsenal did pick up a 0-0 draw against Everton to make it back-to-back clean sheets. A good week. Well, it was an okay week. A good week in the Champions League, but a bit of a slipped opportunity against Sean Dyche's boys this past midweek. Palace, before today, of course, they are taking on Brighton today. They did pick up that massive point against Manchester City. The odds for this one, well, they go overwhelmingly so for Arsenal, 50-21 on. The Gunners are favoured here. But if you think about it, against Everton, they slipped up a little bit, were frustrated to break down the toffees there. So this could be an opportunity for Crystal Palace. Glasgow Ball, 6-1, that's Crystal Palace. 7-2 is the draw. If I was to look at these 8 clubs remaining, if I have a soft spot, Palace are definitely it. They got Adam Morton in midfield. I think he's actually injured right now, but I'd love to see him get a day out of Wembley. I'm going with Arsenal though here. If I'm going to be serious and if I was to put a slight wager on a game here, I would go Arsenal because I think they should win this game, especially at home. And of course, there'll be a chance for some silverware for Arsenal. But who will they take on? Well, we're going to go to say, well, it's not necessarily going to take on the winner of this game, but will Newcastle or Brentford be in there? Now, Brentford, well, a little bit hard done by here. If they were playing at home, you would think 100% for Brentford because their home form is incredible. But anyway, they're up against Newcastle. It's at St. James's Park, and they're coming into this, the Geordies, on 50% form. That's 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. Up against Brentford on 58% form, winning 3 out of the last 6 matches. And they played each other 10 times in 2016. 7 wins, Geordies, 2 wins, Brentford. 1 draw between the two sides. With the last match at this very venue being a 1-0 win for the Newcastle back in September 2023. Now, they've already played each other this season. It was at Brentford, and Brentford were convincing victors, and that was just 1 week ago. 4-2 winners for Brentford, but that was at the Community Stadium. The Geordies on the back of that 4-0 win over Newcastle. Brentford, last match, as of right now, we are recording this 6:30 a.m. USA time, was against Newcastle, but they are going to be taking on Chelsea in a bit of a all-London affair in the Premier League later on today. So, it's going to be a difficult game for that one. Meanwhile, the odds sphere, 7-4 on is your Newcastle, 10-3 is the draw, 70-4 is your Brentford. Again, going a long way midweek here. I think it's actually back-to-back away games here for Brentford. They will lose this one, unfortunately, 2-1. It'll be a good game, though. It'll be quite close. If you're going to watch a game for competitive nature, this will be it. Next up, we go to St. Mary's, that's right, and it's Southampton. They're up against Liverpool now, of course. Russell Martin's boys are under extreme pressure without a win in the last 5 matches. Arne Slot, though, and Liverpool, not the greatest form considering their amazing seasons thus far heading into this one. Just 25% form for Southampton right now, winless in at least 5 matches. Up against Liverpool and Arne Slot, however, just 1 win in the last 3 for them. Now, they played each other 52 times since 1993, 12 wins Southampton, 30 wins Liverpool, 10 draws between the two sides. But Southampton haven't won the last 5, Liverpool haven't lost in the last 18 games, and haven't lost any of the last 13 away matches. Now, these two sides did just play recently anyway at St. Mary's. There's a 3-2 win for Liverpool. Close but no cigar for Southampton. And I do think Southampton, specifically at home, can give Liverpool a game. I think it was if it's at Anfield, it's definitely one-way traffic and Liverpool cruise through this match. But at St. Mary's, if you look back at the last 3, just 1-goal victories for Liverpool in a couple of them. And don't forget that 4-4 thriller back in May 2023 under Jurgen Klopp. Southampton, though, on the back of the 1-0 loss to Aston Villa, they'll be taking on Tottenham today. Liverpool, of course, drew with Fulham 2-2. Also with a red card as well. So, yeah, not the last couple games, a little bit rough around the edges for Liverpool. In fact, the last 3 been a bit rough. Just no wins in the last 2 domestic games. The odds are for this one, Southampton 30-2 for the victory, 3-1 on is Liverpool, 92 is a draw. You know, a lot of people back in Liverpool to go the distance here and win this whole thing. I feel that there is a banana skin in this quarterfinal stages, and this is it. It's been very close to the money here between Southampton and Liverpool over the last couple of games domestically, and I think Southampton are going to raise their game one more time. Liverpool will play the kids, and they're going to get found out. I'm going for an upset here. Southampton to cause a right old banana skin in this Carabao Cup and go through to the semi-finals. That's right. Ousting hot shots and probably favourites Liverpool. I'll look at that in a minute. And then finally, the game of the round, of course, which has a day on its own. This game is on Thursday, December the 19th. It is Tottenham. It is Manchester United. It's coming at you at the Fancy Pants at Tottenham Stadium. Now, they played each other 69 times since 1993. Just 12 wins Spurs, 44 wins Manchester United, 13 draws between the two sides. Posteloglou's boys are winless in the last 5, with most recent match against Rangers in the European Europa League, taking on the Saints today. should beat them, of course, on the road. It's the Pochettino derby. Meanwhile, Manchester United, of course, coming into on 58% form, just one win in the last 3. They, of course, took on Victoria Pinson in the same competition as Spurs, but they've got the small man of the Manchester derby over at the Etihad today, which will be an absolute Bobby Dazzler. Of course, these two sides have played 69 times. The last time they played, though, at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Tottenham, who are unbeaten against Manchester United in back-to-back games at this very venue. In fact, Manchester United have not beaten Spurs in the last 4, with Tottenham picking up a couple of wins and a couple of draws to boot. The bookies for this one, though, Spurs are 13-10 for the victory, 7-4 is United, 11-4 is the draw. This could go either way. It really could. And I feel right now that both sides need a victory, and fast. I think Spurs more so. I think the pressure is mounting on Angie's boys here. Win this, get a favourable draw. You just don't know. Imagine if we could get a Spurs Arsenal final. That'd be an absolute, or even a semi-final. Anyway, I'm going to Tottenham here. 3-2 win, goal fest. Bobby Bennett, an absolute cracker just before Christmas time as well. We're looking forward to that. 3-2 in the end. That's what I think, guys. Make sure you get your own picks in as well using the link. We'll be back for the semi-finals. I think that's in 2025 and February. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later, guys and girls. We'll see you soon on the other side. But until then, we're done.